Let's go ahead and go live now to San Francisco City Hall. The mayor is speaking.
I am really grateful and excited about what is happening in this city. It's starting to look good and feel good, and the city is on the rise. But this office is also bigger than just one person. And I called Daniel Lurie earlier today to congratulate him and made it very clear that my team and I stand ready to support him during his transition. We will always do everything we can to ensure the success of this city and that there's a smooth transition so that the important work that has been done and needs to continue in San Francisco moves forward. So I am again grateful to have had this incredible opportunity. Over the next couple of months, I will still be serving as the mayor, still doing all the hard work that's necessary to move San Francisco forward. And I look forward, as I said, to a smooth transition so that important work can continue. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Mayor, is this the hardest speech you've ever given?
No, it's not. But, you know, there's been other harder speeches. I mean, I had to make a hard decision to close the city down during a global pandemic. I had to deal with the uprising of, you know, the racial reckoning that happened after the tragic death of George Floyd. I had to go out in the middle of the night and tell people that Mayor Ed Lee had passed away. I mean, there are numerous occasions. I mean, we lost our public defender, Jeff Adachi, and it goes on and on and on. And so there have been a lot of very challenging speeches, but ultimately, you know, what I have had as mayor of San Francisco is a real gift. And I appreciate that the people of the city have given me an opportunity to serve. And it's been the opportunity of my life, and so I'm grateful. But there have been other very challenging things that have occurred, and now is a time for us to really focus on moving our city forward. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done. I'm feeling very hopeful and optimistic because I laid the groundwork for this work to continue. And again, this office is bigger than one person.
What do you think made the difference between you and Daniel Lurie, and what do you plan to do next?
Well, I don't know what made the difference, but I do know that I have been the difference. I have been the difference in terms of my leadership, in terms of the fact that I have focused and aggressively invested in things that traditionally would have never been supported in the city. The difference in how I've brought together diverse communities from all parts of San Francisco, and how I have always tried to make sure that I put San Francisco first. I'm not sure what the difference was, but ultimately, this is an incredible city, and what we want to make sure that we do in this transition is provide the level of support necessary to make sure that it's smooth, so that we don't miss a beat.
What's next after January?
You spoke often during the campaign about kind of critiquing Daniel Lurie and the amount of money he was spending, personal money he was spending on his campaign. I think you even said something to the effect of he's trying to buy the mayorship. How do you feel now that he's won?
Well, I will just say that the campaign has to be behind us, and we need to move forward as a city. We can't look backwards. The voters of San Francisco have made their decision, and I, as a mayor of San Francisco, have always respected the voters and honored the decisions that they made. And ultimately, you know, we have to, no matter who the mayor is of San Francisco, we all have to come together and make sure that they are successful. And that's all that matters in moving forward.
Mayor, it was a rough showing for incumbents nationwide up and down the ballot. Do you think that your loss is more of a reflection of that sentiment, or as to the specific issues the city continues to face going forward?
Well, I don't want to speculate on what it is, but ultimately I know that I have done everything I can to always put the city first. And I'm really proud of where we are as a city, that we have one of the lowest crime rates in over a decade, that we helped save lives during COVID, and that finally, with all of the things that we've done, we've built up the infrastructure to move San Francisco forward. And again, this office is bigger than just one person. We have to always make sure that we're doing everything we can as residents of this city to support whoever the mayor is, and to make sure that we are not concerning ourselves with what the local or national politics are, but at the end of the day, when the voters speak, we listen and we move forward and we do everything we can to make sure that this city is supported and protected and uplifted, and that's what I intend to do.
Do you worry about having a political amateur in office while the Trump administration is in power?
Right now, I am more concerned about making sure that I continue to do this job, and more importantly, that there is a smooth transition. And providing that level of support is important. The campaign is over. It is time for us as a city to move forward.
What's your advice for
In
Daniel
the 6
Lurie?
years, do you have?
Is there somebody who did not answer a question?
Yes, me too.
Okay, yes.
So, how do you feel as a woman not getting the support from the San Franciscans and also in the national, presidential election that also a woman was not supported again?
Yeah, and I would just say, we have to start, again, moving forward. After the voters speak, it's important that we listen and that we move forward and we do everything we can to support whatever the decision is. Of course, it's disappointing, but nevertheless, the decision has been made. And what I've always respected are the decision of the voters. I've been afforded a tremendous opportunity from the people of San Francisco. I've been elected to the Board of Supervisors. I've been elected as mayor, and I'm really proud of that. And I definitely appreciate that I have been given that opportunity over the years, and I will never forget it.
What's your best advice to Mayor-elect Daniel Lurie?
Well, I think ultimately, put San Franciscans first and do everything you can to make sure that you're addressing a lot of the complex problems. And, you got to understand, how government works, how the city works, and be willing to listen to people and make the right decisions to address these issues. They're very complicated, they're very challenging, but nevertheless, again, I go back to how proud I am that this city is finally on the rise, despite dealing with, problems that have impacted us on a national scale. This city is set to move forward, and I'm looking forward to seing that happen.
Mayor, just wondering why you wanted to concede at this stage. You've talked about how close a ranked choice election can be, and there's still 143,000 votes ballots that are to be counted. So tell us about your decision to concede today.
Well, it looked like from the votes today that the ballots are going in a very similar direction, and it doesn't seem as if there's a chance, unless there's a miracle that happens. I don't see mathematically that anything will be different other than what we saw. And so that was why I made my decision. I waited to have a clear understanding of where things were in order to make a decision as to whether or not this would happen. I felt it was important not to make the people wait. If I thought this was the case, I wanted to, as soon as I realized where things seemed to be headed, that I made it very clear that, it's time for us to move forward and put the election behind us, and that's exactly what I plan to do, along with making sure that this is a smooth transition, because ultimately, I love and I care about this city, and I care about the work that I've done, and I want to see a lot of the work that we put together continue to grow and prosper in San Francisco.
Thank you so much, Mayor. We're done. Can you tell us a little bit about the confidence that you have in Daniel Lurie, who said that he's told me that he wants to get rid of some department heads? That's how he's going to do it. How do you feel hearing that?
Well, I would just say that, in part of my statement, ultimately there are a lot of things that people of San Francisco want, and the people who get it done are the workforce. The people of the city and county of San Francisco. And I am grateful for our firefighters, our police officers, our bus drivers, our 911 dispatchers, our airport employees, you name it, the folks who worked as disaster service workers during the pandemic. We have an incredible workforce, and I'm really proud and grateful for all the amazing work that they do. Ultimately, decisions about, anything in the future will be up to the incoming mayor. But in the meantime, my plan in the next 2 months is to continue to move San Francisco forward and to ensure that there is a smooth transition. Thank you all so much.